Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, slow flow Vinyasa practice. Bring yourself to your mat and find your way down onto your back. We will begin with a little Shavasana. We won't stay for too long, but we'll start there. We will start by stopping. So find your way onto your mat. Take your Shavasana. If you prefer something else, please do that. Extend the legs down the mat, feet wide, feet roll in or out, whichever way they want to go, arms out to the sides. And let everything relax. Let your body get heavy. Allow yourself to be supported by the floor, your mat, the earth beneath you. Begin to let go of your day, wherever you're coming from, wherever you may be going next. Forget all of that for now and just be right here with yourself, with your breath, with your body. Take a moment to check in, to assess how you feel. Just being curious, no judgment. Just notice what is going on for you today. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself throughout our practice today, and to carry the intention off of the mat out into the world with you. Be good to yourself. Going to check in with your breath. Finding nice, deep, smooth, and steady breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And then begin to call yourself back. Invite some movement into your body. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe roll the wrists and the ankles around. And blink the eyes open. Bring the legs together, arms up overhead, reaching out through the fingers, down and out through the toes. Feeling free to yawn or sigh here. And then let everything relax. And draw the knees in towards your chest. Hands around the knees or the shins. Gently rock yourself from side to side. Little sacral massage. And then find your way to center. You can keep the hands where they are or take the hands to the back of the thighs. If it feels okay for your spine, we'll take a few rock and rolls here. Just going to begin to rock and roll yourself back and forth. Finding this little spinal massage. Again, if this doesn't work for you, you can just roll over to the side and bring yourself up to sit. But if this is okay, a few rolls. And then begin to roll yourself up. Plant your feet down. Reach the arms forward. And if you need the help or the assist of the hands to do that, please feel free to bring the hands down to the mat. And then let's do it one more time. Lower bum down to the mat. Roll yourself back, and then a few more times. Rock and roll it back and forth. When you feel ready, roll it up. Plant the feet. Root down into the heels. Press into the feet and lift yourself all the way up. Let's take the arms up. Palms come together overhead. And hands slide down to your heart. And we'll bend the knees, sit back in chair, bum back, arms reach forward. Let's take palms together at the heart. Now fold yourself in, forward fold, belly to thighs, hands to the mat or grab your elbows. Big or little bend in the knees here. Begin to shake out the head, rock the hips, sway the arms. Bring yourself back to center, and then we'll drop the hips back again, sweep the arms forward, coming back into your chair. Press into your feet, rise all the way up, palms together overhead, hands down to your heart. Again, let's take it into our chair. Sit it back, arms reach forward. Now palms together, fold it in. Forward fold. Let's lift it halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. You can press fingers into shins or thighs or the mat. Lengthen out through the spine. Soften the knees, fold it in. We'll plant the hands down to the mat and step back into plank. Press down through the hands. Lift up through the belly. Reach out through the heels, out through the crown of the head. Drop your knees down to the mat, lower down pubic bone, belly, torso all the way down. Rooting into fingers, toes, pubic bone. Peel the heart up for baby cobra. And then release it down, tuck toes. Press into your hands. Let's send the hips up and back, downward dog. You can pedal the legs here, find some movement. Bend and straighten knees. Then we'll crouch down, bend the knees, crouch into tiger dog, and then send the hips up, send right leg up with you for a three-legged dog. Right toes pointing down towards the mat, hips squaring down towards the mat. Now let's bend that right knee, draw into the chest, shift it forward, core plank, step that right foot through to the right thumb. Stay up on ball of that left foot, bend both knees, press into your feet. Hug the right hip back as you lift yourself up. Arms reach up. Maybe you straighten that back leg. And now we'll lower this left knee down to the mat. Keep the back toes tucked or untucked. Coming down into our low lunge. Then we'll press into the feet. Hug in through the legs. Lift that back knee up off of the mat, finding that high lunge. Hands down to the mat, step yourself back to your plank. We'll lower down, knees, belly, torso, hug the elbows in, lift the heart up, baby cobra, or maybe all the way up for your full cobra. Release yourself down, tuck toes, press into the hands, you glide the hips up and back to your downward dog. Rooting down and out through the hands, lifting up through the armpits. Rooting those heels down towards the mat. Again, bigger little bend in the knees if you need it, if the hamstrings are tight. Crouch it down again. Let's send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that left knee, take it forward, core plank, knee hugs into the chest. Step left foot through to that left thumb. We'll stay up on ball of that right foot. Bend both knees, press into your feet, hug left hip back as you peel yourself up. Arms reach up. Maybe you begin to straighten the back leg. Now we'll slowly lower it down. Right knee comes down to the mat, finding our low lunge. Press down into the feet. Lift up. Come back up into that high lunge. We'll take hands down to the mat and step yourself back to plank. Either lower yourself all the way down to the belly, find your cobra, or take it into chaturanga, low push-up, and then upward dog. Rolling forward on the toes, bend your elbows, lower yourself down, keeping shoulders above level of elbows. Come on to tops of your feet, thighs lifted, heart pulls forward, upward dog, and then back up into your downward dog. Step or hop yourself up top of your mat, fold yourself in, halfway lift, fold it back in, press into the feet, come all the way up, palms together overhead, hands down to heart. Let's bend the knees, sit back in chair, arms sweep forward, palms together at the heart, and you fold yourself back in. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant hands down on the mat, step it back to your plank, and you find your Vinyasa. Or you just skip it, meet us back in downward dog. From your downward dog, let's crouch it down again. Send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift it forward, step left foot through. Staying up on ball of right foot again. Both knees bend, press down into your feet. Zip up through inner legs, lifting up through pelvic floor, up through belly. Arms sweep up. We'll bend the back knee now. Tap it down to the mat. And then lift that leg back up again. Couple more. Bend that back knee, tap it down to the mat. Bring it back up, high lunge. Let's do it one more time. Tap that right knee down to the mat. Back up into your high lunge. Hands to the mat, step it back into your plank. And move through your Vinyasa. Meeting back in our downward dog, we'll crouch down. Now we send the right leg up. Bend that right knee, bring it forward. Step right foot through. Staying up on ball of left foot. Press into the feet, lift yourself up. Arms reach up. High lunge. Hips squaring off towards the top of the mat. Now we'll begin to bend that left knee. Tap it down to the mat. Lift it back up, high lunge. Couple more. Tap that left knee down to the mat. Bring it back up. One more time. Tap that left knee down. Low lunge. Press into the feet. Lift it back up into your high lunge. Hands come down to the mat. You step it back to plank. Find your flow. Step or hop it up top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway up, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold it back in. Press into your feet, rise all the way up. Palms together. Hands back down to your heart. Sit it back in your chair. Arms come forward again. Palms together at the heart, fold it in. Halfway lift. Plant your hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Find your flow. Back into your downward dog. Crouch down. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, shift forward, core plank. Step left foot through. Staying up on ball of right foot again. Press into the feet. Lift it up. Find that high lunge. And again, we'll bend that right knee, tap it down to the mat. Lift that right knee back up. Again, right knee taps down to the mat. You lift it up, back into high lunge. Last time, tap the right knee down. Lift yourself back up. And then hands to the mat, step it back to your plank. And find your flow. Meeting in downward dog. Crouch down, right leg up. Bend the right knee, shift it forward into your core plank. Step that right foot through. Staying up on ball of the left foot. Press into the earth. Lift yourself up. Heart lifts. Arms reach up. Hips square off towards top of the mat. Back leg straightens. And then we'll bend that back knee. Tap it down to the mat. Press into the feet, lift that left knee up again, coming back into your high lunge. And again, we tap that left knee down, lift it up. One more time, left knee taps down to the mat. Come back up, high lunge. Hands to the mat, step it back into your plank, and find your flow. Moving back in downward dog. Step or hop it up top of your mat. Fold it in, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold it in, press into the feet, rise up. Palms come back down to the heart. Sit it back in your chair, arms reach forward. Palms together, fold it in. Halfway up, flat back. Plant your hands down to the mat. Step it back to your plank. Find your flow. Meeting in our downward dog. Pedal out the legs again. And then we'll drop the knees down to the mat. Keep the toes tucked behind you. Come to stand up on the knees and bring your palms together at your heart. We'll begin to slowly shift the torso back, turning on through the quads, and then zip up through the inner legs, draw in through the belly, bring yourself back up. Lean it back again, and then bring yourself forward. Couple more, we'll lean it back, and then hug in through the legs, through the belly, bring it back to your starting point. One more time, lean it back, and then bring yourself forward. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked at this point. Take the hands around to the low back, elbows draw in towards each other, lengthen up through the crown of the head, spine nice and long, and then maybe you begin to shift the gaze up, finding a little upper back bend here. Bring yourself back to come and sit on your heels. Palms together at the heart. Let's take hands to the mat, take knees wide. Bum back to the heels. Let's take it into child's pose. Arms extend out in front of you, or you drop the forearms on top of each other to make a little pillow, or bring your arms back alongside feet and shins. Few deep breaths. And then find your way down onto your belly. Let's take the right forearm parallel-ish to the top of the mat, or maybe out at a little bit of an angle. We'll bend that left knee, reach back for that left foot with the left hand. Give yourself a little quad stretch. Pull the foot in towards the bum, and then release other side. Left forearm comes up to the top of your mat. Bend that right knee. Reach back with that right hand. Draw that foot in towards the bum. And then release. Hands under shoulders. Press yourself back into a seated position. Bring your palms together at your heart. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me for this short practice. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much. Namaste.